sporting update. Now, they will be taking a little bit of time to rest, and of course, they will be back with you with the only breakfast that matters tomorrow morning on a Friday. At 13 minutes exactly after 10, we welcome you to your mid-morning show. It's called TruExperience, and every day between 9 and 11:30, I have the absolute pleasure of spending a little bit of time with you. I am Babalwa G, and I'm going to be taking care of you from 9 up until 11:30. Don't forget, you can check in with us on our frequency, sitting on 89.9 to 107.8. For those that are catching us up at Gqeberha, we're also available on 91.0 to 94.5, channel 816 for our listeners catching us from outside of the Eastern Cape. And of course, we're available on SABC Plus as well as our streaming platforms on www.truefm.co.za. Now, to be part of everything and anything that we will be doing today, we are bringing you visuals. Be sure to stream us live on our Facebook page at TrueFM. You are also more than welcome to drop us some love on our voice notes with your WhatsApp messages as well on 072 999 8092. Now, nothing screams festive season like a little bit of wine and great entertainment and some good fun, of course. We're sitting on the 4th of December, by the way, and it is a Thursday morning. And as you all know, that Thursday is a day that we dedicate to our hustlers on hashtag TruExperience, where we give a platform to our small business owners to come through and speak a little bit about their businesses. Just like what we are doing today by giving an opportunity and dedicating it to an Eastern Cape wine brand. It's called Inciba. It's a winery brand, and it's here in the Eastern Cape. We've also invited some of our colleagues to come through and spend a little bit of time with us and come through for some wine tasting. So we're going to be bringing all of that live on our streaming platforms, Facebook page. Please go check us out. And of course, we have to pay some bills, and we'll be back just after this. Now I don't have the ad screen. Ad screen. So someone needs to go.
was staring at me. I told her, let's go, let's blow this lame nigga factory. She said, what kind of girl do you think that I are? The kind that you meet in a bar? You think you can get whatever you want, cause you some kind of star. No, I'm a comet, I just want you, woman. Hey, if I were you, it would be me that I go home with. 3, the one and only. One thing you ain't considered. I heard you when you told your girl, ooh, we can get it. Admit it, you did it. Let's hop a cab and split it. I'm kidding, we both going to where you living. I got you giggling like a piglet. Oh, that's the ticket. I hope you're more like Anita Baker than Robin Gibbons. No, I don't know that lady, so let me quit it. I'm just style free and freestyling, which I seldom do. This is what I'm telling you. To the bed, I'm telling you. Like I've been in jail for 2 years and then they let me in. You got you one legend. Sometimes you gotta step from behind that piano. Let them know what's going on. Even Stevie Wonder got down sometimes. Give me the green light. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go right now. My mandate can't wait. I'm ready to go right now. Participate. I'm ready to go right now. I'm ready to go right now.
Going down on memory lane.
TruExperience with Babalwa G on TrueFM.
Wayebiza amagama ethu esulwini, soba secaleni kwakho. Akufika imini yokugqibela, soba secaleni kwakho. Nasenqamlezweni hlala uyasi, soba secaleni kwakho, hlala uyasi. Ecaleni kwakho. Yena nami baby wami, yena nami siyathandana, yena nami baby wami, yena nami siyavana, yena nami baby wami, yena nami sikunye till the end. Yena nami baby wami, yena nami siyathandana, yena nami baby wami, yena nami siyavana, yena nami baby wami, yena nami till the end. Ngoqala endicinga ngaye, ngolwesibini ndadibana naye, ngokumathathu amazwi endinawo, ngolwesine ngolwesihlanu ndingowakho. Kuwalawula ingqondo yam, iyophola umphefumlo wam, waniphandla amehlo wam, thoya xola intliziyo yami. Yena nami baby wami, yena nami siyathandana, yena nami baby wami, yena nami siyavana, yena nami baby wami, yena nami sikunye till the end. Yena nami baby wami, yena nami siyathandana, yena nami baby wami, yena nami siyavana, yena nami baby wami, yena nami sikunye till the end, till the end. Yena nami kude kuyofala, yena nami, yena nami kude kuyofala, yena nami. You know me, you know me, you know me till the end.
It's the music of Berita teaming up with Amanda Black on this one. It's titled Siyathandana. I played you John Legend before that one with a green light, 2 songs back to back on a Throwback Thursday, taking us exactly to 25 minutes after 9. A very warm welcome to you. If you did just join in, you're live on True FM like no one else. The show is called True Experience. Now, I did mention that we are bringing you a special edition of today's show, as we are going to be hosting our hustler for today, Phumlani Nkoyi, yena founder and director of Inciba Wines. He's going to be showcasing a little bit about his wine, tell us about his wine as well. And as I'm hoping that we can also be able to get some visual in of what will be happening. For the most part of today, we are having some of our colleagues joining in for the wine tasting and whatever it is that will go hand in hand with wine tasting. So we'll be learning about wine. And amongst many things, as much as we are having a good time because it's December season, today on the show we are also going to be touching base on 16 days of activism. We are sitting on the 10th day of our 16th day of activism, and part of today's program also will include us chatting a little bit to Azile Maga, who's a GBV activist on our station campaign Do Better, Know Better. We're going to be chatting to him as soon as we come back from Gem Early. Now, for the biggest part of the show, as we all know that every day we jumpstart your mornings with 2 songs. Now, the 2 songs that we have chosen for you are 2 throwback songs, and you get to come through and let us know between the 2 songs that we have chosen for you, which one is your song choice. Because we're also live on our streaming platforms today, we'll only be able to accept your voice notes. And of course, you can drop us on 072 999 8092. You can also go into our comment section and tell us which song you like between the 2. We've already posted them on our socials. You can go on TrueFM or at TrueFM, spelled TRUFM. And just before we do that, we've got a couple of bills to quickly pay. And as soon as we come back from that, we'll get into our hashtag Gem Early.
To vote for your favorite family to win 20,000 rands in the Umgidi competition, SMS Nguwa 5 for family 5 or Nguwa 6 for family 6 to 3.
Ukuba mabahamba overseas so imali iphume kum ngoku andinaye nesenti bendizama i-sponsorship khange ndizifumane ngoku akasangeni uyawungena ngoJuni. So ngoku ndiyacela uba ndikwazi uyifumana le mali ndiqale ngayo ibe sisitata sam for uba akwazi ungena ngoJuni.
Voting lines open from the 1st December and close on the 5th December 2025 at 12 midday. Remember to SMS Nguwa 5 or Nguwa 6 to 32666. SMS's cost R1.
Uvulekom na True FM bazile ngamagugu amasiko nezithethe. We can go further together like no one else. Terms and conditions to apply.
To vote for your favorite family to win 20,000 rands in the Umgidi competition, SMS Nguwa 5 for family 5 or Nguwa 6 for family 6 to 32666.
Nguwa 6.
Msasazi wami ndiyabulele ngelithuba. Ndicinga uba fanuba into ebangela ndicele into yokubana ndivotelwe kungokubana le mali kaVodacom no-True FM iza kuncedisa kakhulu emgidini kanyana, ngoba besikhe sehlelwa sisithiwa kuve sukuluza umzali kwinyanga nje ezimbalwa ezigqithileyo ongumakhulu ke apha kunyana. So sasebenzisa kakhulu ke sashokoxeka apha ezibhukuthweni. So ndithe ndisawubona ilithuba ndaqonda ukubana tyhini nali thuba elizawuncedisana nokubana kungabikho kona zishotayo noko umgidi wamazizi ube yimpumelelo.
Voting lines open from the 1st December and close on the 5th December 2025 at 12 midday. Remember to SMS Nguwa 5 or Nguwa 6 to 32666. SMS's cost R1.
Uvulekom na True FM bazile ngamagugu amasiko nezithethe. We can go further together like no one else. Terms and conditions to apply.
Boxing meets fashion. While boxers exchange heavy punches in the ring, fashion and entertainment
Jam early, jamming you up for the day.
TruExperience with Babalwa G on TrueFM.
Yabakisha tikwe ubethwa nguwe nomuntu awusandithandi awukhathali ulwa nami insuku nezolo. In my heart I never knew you'd be this way. In my mind I never thought you'd go astray. I'm leaving I'm leaving you titikiwe ufuna umuntu ozonyamesekiwe titikiwe I'm leaving you titikiwe ufuna umuntu ozonyamesekiwe Dihambile, dibonile, dibulela usomandla ngokundibonisa indlela. I'm doing fine, I'm climbing high. Going back to the person I used to be. Before you came and tried to change me. Now I'm free, finally I'm me. Now I'm me, finally I see. Now I see. Titikwe kubethwa nguwe ufuna omnye umuntu ozonyamezela lento yakho. Titikwe kubethwa nguwe bayeza malume besiza nenkomo zakho. I'm leaving you titikiwe ufuna omnye umuntu ozonyamezela lento yakho. Titikiwe
TruExperience with Babalwa G on TrueFM.
I'm leaving you titikiwe ufuna omnye umuntu ozonyamesekiwe titikiwe bayeza malume besiza nenkomo zakho. I'm leaving you titikiwe ufuna omnye umuntu ozonyamesekiwe titikiwe.
Going down on memory lane.
TruExperience with Babalwa G on TrueFM.
Change me.
music. Get over it. Before that one, I played you Eves with Mayeza with Mono T. It is the remix. And of course, those are your two songs that we're starting up your Thursday, guys, on our hashtag Gem Early. Taking us right to 22 minutes just before we get to the top of the hour. And what you can do for us to go to our WhatsApp number, which is 072 999 8092, and start voting for your song choice. We'll be checking in on those a little bit later. Another important, exciting part about today's show I forgot to talk about or mention is that we will be joined in about an hour or so by a wonderful, mostly amazing lady with the most angelic voice as well, if I might add, Loveseed. She's going to be taking care of us at about 11:30. So you can also make sure to join us for that one. In the meantime, we quickly going to pay some bills as soon as we come back. I did mention that part of today's program is that we'll also be looking at 16 days of activism, and we're going to have one of our on-air personalities who is also a GBV activist, Azile Maga, joining in on the conversation on what our campaign title, Know Better, Do Better, is all about. He's going to be chatting to us as soon as we come back from paying some bills.
Ngenela ukubiswano le-Vodacom ne-TrueFM and stand a chance to be one of 4 families to win 20,000 Rand each weekly.
How to enter? You must be a Vodacom user. Dial *123*4# to buy a 99 Rand Vodacom data deal and SMS Umgidi, your name, town to 32666. SMSs cost 1 Rand.
SMS lines open on the 10th of November to the 8th of December 2025 to enter the competition, and the competition is strictly open for Eastern Cape users and families.
Stay tuned to True FM to find out if you will be the lucky one that gets called to stand a chance to win 20,000 Rand for Umgidi Wanyana Wako. Contestants will be called in weekly every Monday on True Drive from the 17th of November 2025.
Vodacom ne-TrueFM bazinga ngamagugu amasiko nezithethe. We can go further together like no one else.
T's and C's apply.
This week on BBC Primetime, watching TV could make you a winner. It's the BBC Primetime Watch and Win competition. Just tune into your BBC Primetime shows, answer a few simple questions on S3's TikTok account, and you could walk away with awesome prizes. From thrilling dramas to jaw-dropping reality shows, the more you watch, the more chances you have to win. Watch, answer, win. Only on BBC Primetime. Airs weeknights 9 to 11 p.m.
19 minutes, Mizuzu, before we get to the top of the hour. A very warm welcome to you. If you did just join in, you're live on TrueFM like no one else. This is hashtag TruExperience. Find us on our streaming platforms, on our Facebook page at TrueFM. We are currently live. And as I've mentioned, that as much as we are doing a wine expo and wine tasting broadcast today, but we don't want to leave out the fact that as a country, we are also facing a national crisis, and that is being gender-based violence as well as femicide. Today, we want to just quickly chat to one of our TrueFM gents that are very much passionate about the fight against GBV, and he'll also just be unpacking a little bit about what the TrueFM Know Better, Do Better campaign is about. I'm happy to welcome on stage. Feels a little bit weird to say on stage today, but we are on stage. I'm happy to welcome Azile Maga. He is a TrueFM on-air personality, and most importantly, he's also a GBV activist on our campaign, Know Better, Do Better. Azile, very warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. How are you feeling?
Oh, thank you very much, Babsi. I appreciate you bringing me here to talk about something very important and dear to my heart.
Yeah. I love that we are having fun, but also in the midst of having fun, I feel like it's also very important for us to navigate such conversation, to make sure that we create as much noise and awareness around 16 days of activism, and probably even not just the 16 days of activism, but as we move on in life. Now, during the 16 days of activism, TrueFM is saying, know better, do better. Talk to us about what this campaign means to you. You are somebody who's really been vocal and very advocate about this particular campaign.
So know better, do better. We've all talked about gender-based violence in the previous years, and I felt like we are just talking on the basis of things that we've seen on the internet, things that we don't necessarily understand the backgrounds of them. And we've also used terms, big terms, that talking about gender-based violence. So I felt like if we can at least educate people about gender-based violence, maybe they can then do better. Because I don't know, maybe a lot of people understand what consent is. So in this campaign, we introduce an element of fun where we get to ask them, well, what do you think consent is? And then if there is a misunderstanding or misconception about consent, just as an example, we then give them a proper explanation into where we educate people. So those are some of the elements that we have within the campaign where we get to educate people, but in a fun way. At the same time, making sure that we dispel some myths that people understand about gender-based violence or just in life in general. Because you'd find that in some instances, people have these beliefs that they've grown up understanding, and they think it's normal.
Yeah.
So I felt like this is a platform you get to make sure that if they know that this is wrong, then they can do better. So that's what Know Better, Do Better stems from.
I love the fact that you're a gent or you're a guy and you taking it upon yourself to actually be the person to call out other men to actually do better, and also in doing better to know better in the process. Because like you were saying, some jokes might be all jokey, but they could carry some negative connotation to them. So we also need to be very aware of those things. And maybe let's also dive into the kind of platforms in South Africa that men can generally make use of to make sure that not only we are doing it on radio platforms or streaming platforms, but also we educate other men about how much of a crisis GBVF is in South Africa or in our country.
Definitely. So my belief system revolving around conversations on gender-based violence has always been about it should be an everyday thing. Because if we are going to, I wouldn't say reduce, but only focus it on certain platforms, I think it gives people this idea that gender-based violence is something that we need to talk about only on specific days, only on specific platforms, and on our everyday life we can go on about it. And I feel like we need to talk about it as a conversation, as iminiyamba. It doesn't have to be that is going to be publicized.
Love that.
We should be having it as a conversation. And also, in some instances, it doesn't have to be a conversation that is planned. It could be calling out a friend of yours that does something, not knowing that this can also contribute to gender-based violence. So my understanding is, as friends, if we go about our lives and we see one of us does something unknowingly that it contributes to gender-based violence, you don't call them out in a derogatory manner. That's a moment for you to teach.
Yeah.
So that's why here at TrueFM and in other platforms, we give people these tools so that they understand. Because we'd find that in most instances, people don't know what to do when they are faced with a situation. Maybe they're looking at their home, at their household, and there's someone who's affected by gender-based violence, who is experiencing gender-based violence. This is something that we call a bystander intervention or bystander effect, where you don't know what to do. Ayenzeke kuwe le gender-based violence incident, yenzeka komnye umuntu that is close to your heart. What do you do with that? So these are some of the conversations that I feel like should be going on. We shouldn't be, I feel like we should not be being advocates of gender-based violence only when it suits us or when it only affects us. For the people that are close to our hearts, in our communities, and where we live.
Yeah. Now, you touched on to something that I find quite important to also touch base with. As we all know, sikhula kumakhaya ngamakhaya ahlukileyo with different backgrounds, with even some of our young selves who have even witnessed or even experienced gender-based violence in their homes. And I want to take it upon you as a man of this generation. We know that we're also in a time where we are celebrating young men who are coming back from the initiation schools right now. This is also a platform that I feel men that are part of those surroundings should use that also as a platform. And I want you to maybe just explain to us, Nompolapoli with TrueFM, what responsibility does a generation yabantu abangamadoda abanini has towards young boys that are still growing up when it comes to engaging them and also educating them about such topics?
I love this question because when we talk about gender-based violence, I understand that a lot of people would always, especially us as men, who are not privy to what is happening around the country, whenever we talk about gender-based violence, umuntu vele acinga uba, oh, kuyawathiwa senze ntoni, oh, kuyawathiwa uba senze ntoni. However, if you take a step back and actually look at the statistics, it is unfortunate that gender-based violence disproportionately affects women.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it doesn't affect men as well. So if we actually take a step back and understand that why is it us as men who disproportionately perpetuate and perpetrate these atrocities of gender-based violence, would then find something that happens around our communities and from us as men. There's something that we call a cycle of violence. If we understand the cycle of violence as men, I think it would at least give us an idea of kutheni sikule meko sikuyo, kutheni senze into sizenzayo. An example of a cycle of violence, it doesn't have to be something that goes on just a single day. It can be something that continues for an extended period of time, where you grow up in an environment where you experience violence.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be gender-based violence, but you experience violence and you see people around your community, even in your household, where someone is being abused on a constant. And you feel like, okay, lomjita okanye utatam, ubhuti whoever, whenever xa inomsindo, indlela yokhupha umsindo kukubetha. Lando, you don't take it as it is. But at the back of your head, umzimba wakho will have those reflexes nawe xa sowumdala. And when you understand that, you'll be able to then cut it off xa sowumdala, because we need to make sure that we are clear on this. Umsindo is a human emotion.
Yeah.
The problem is how you take out that anger. So if us as men, we understand, but there are many outlets for you,
Sure.
the moment you then upata omnye umntu, that's where the problem starts. So that's when we're trying to end the cycle of violence, is for us to understand that it's okay for you to be angry, but there's different outlets. Some people tend to communicate their anger through words. Abanye abantu, they go to the gym. Abanye abantu, they listen to music. Abanye abantu, they tend to divert whatever energies they have into things that make them feel positive about themselves. So I feel like us as men, we can teach young boys, mna andinguyela mntu uyithandayo deliberate teaching or deliberate education uthi ndiyakufundisa ngoku. Because umzekelo, umntana xa ezalwa, awuthi as umzali xa ufuna athethe uthi ndiyakufundisa ngokuthetha. No, you don't do that.
Yeah.
Umntana ufunda njani uthetha? By mimicking what's happening around their surroundings. Umntana uyakwazi ubukela uYouTube, abukela iifilms zama-China. They will learn it's China because they've been exposed to East China. Nithetha isiXhosa bendlini, uzawusazi uba sisiXhosa esithethwa, uzawuthetha isiXhosa, but at the same time, they cannot, in their brains, they cannot differentiate between those two languages, but they know that I can respond, I can hear this, I can respond, I can hear this. So us as men, we have this duty of portraying impilo zethu ngohlobo olufanelekileyo, so that younger men out there can also mimic what we do.
I love that. I love that. And also, I think what I'm getting from your statement or some of the pointers that you've touched on is that also it's very important for our men to know when to walk away from a situation that won't serve them anything
Definitely.
in life. And to men, maybe if you could just share your message on a personal level, to men who say, when either they experience people that are in a violent relationship with their significant others who take a stance esithi andingeni indawo into yabantu ababini ayingenwa. What would be your message to men who think of abuse in that form? Because I feel like it's still abuse if you are somebody who's experiencing it. It's happening in front of your eyes.
I think this falls kulento bengiqabayothetha just recently on bystander intervention or bystander effect. We've been socialized into distancing ourselves from what happens to other people. The moment you understand the effects of gender-based violence, just because it affect our
Yeah.
So there's plenty of things that we can do. It is understanding that intervention, it does not necessarily mean you have to go in between those two people, physically. There's many other things that you can do. There's helplines at TruExperience, we share those each and every day. Your nearest police station, you can call them anonymously. Toll-free lines are available to a lot of other people. And at the same time, if ngumntu close kuwe who is perpetuating this stereotype, they know, gents, if you do A, B, C, and D, mna and if you do A, B, C, and D, you don't have to ask. I will go to the police station myself and open a case for you. So in those instances, I feel like us as men, in as much as we have a lot of duty to do in our communities about gender-based violence, but at the same time, we need to sensitize ourselves and understand what goes on kumntu who is affected
Yeah.
about gender-based violence.
Yeah.
And kule nto uyithethayo, sometimes we tend to perpetuate gender-based violence based on our language.
Yeah.
A typical example that I usually make on gender-based violence, you'd find that there's a headline, kuthiwa kukho umntana oreyitsiweyo at 3 a.m. That's a headline. A young lady was raped at 3 a.m. They were walking at night. In that headline, nothing talks about the perpetrator.
Yeah.
It just gives us this narrative about umntana bihambe ekuseni ngo-3. And that's it. Whereas we should be focusing on the perpetrator.
Yeah.
Give support to the survivor of that atrocious activity or atrocious event. Make sure that we say, "Ngubani lo orepela mntana?" Is it a 23-year-old man? Is it whoever? If we have a name, let's share that name. We should not be coddling abantu that are doing all of these bad things in our communities.
Yeah. Thank you, Azile, for taking accountability as a man. I mean, this is where it all starts. This is how the conversation will be led to different spheres, of course. And just in closing, I also just want to find out, how can we then also extend the Know Better, Do Better campaign beyond 16 days of activism? I mean, it's something that you also touched on, that it shouldn't be just in this moment of 16 days of activism,
Definitely.
but it should be something that we religiously live with on a day-to-day basis, because at least in a day, there's a couple of females that are either victims of abuse or are being raped.
Definitely. There's a lot of things that we could do as a community, as an individual as well. I think we need to start integrating some learning elements within our everyday, our day-to-day conversations with the people around us. Use the social media platforms that we already have. Like I said initially, a structured and standardized type of education system. I'm not against it, but I just don't like it because it gives people this idea about, okay, and that doesn't sit well with me. For us to make sure that we talk about these things, we can give scenarios.
Yeah.
Just ask your friends, give them a scenario, check how they respond into a certain scenario. But like say, and this is what happened. Just check your response to by 18. After that, that's a teachable moment for you. If you feel like what they're talking about or their response into this is actually detrimental to Lomtu, who's hypothetical in this instance. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we can do as a community. There's plenty of resources as well around the world that we can actually use.
Okay. All right. All right, and to close off our conversation, Azile, I want to take this moment and thank you very much. And like Azile is saying, there are many platforms where you can reach out for help. There's the GBV helpline on 0800 150 150. If you know of anybody who's being abused or you'd like to lend a helping hand, that is the number that you can reach at. And of course, 4 minutes before we get into the news, we're having such a great time. I didn't realize that we've run out of time. Penyo, if we do have an ad to go to, let's quickly do that. And then we'll take the Rihanna song titled What Now. In the second hour, we'll be getting to the exciting part of our event. Ukumbulega did say Loveseed is on standby to give us a live performance of a beautiful music in the second hour. I did also mention that we have Phumlani Nkoyi, who's the founder and director of Inciba Wines, who's going to teach us a little bit that we need to know about wines. It is the festive season. This is a time to wine and dine. Therefore, it was only natural that we have somebody on What's Your Hustle to come through and speak to us a little bit about the wine. So on the next hour, that's what we'll be checking in. Let's pay some bills and get into some good music.
5 teams, 1 epic journey. No flights, no smartphones, just grit, maps, and pure determination. Race Across the World Season 3 is back, and the stakes have never been higher. From bustling cities to remote villages, who will conquer the chaos and cross the finish line first? Thursdays at 6 p.m. only on S3.
Of course, most part of today's segment is that we allow a platform and opportunity to our business hustlers to come through and speak a little bit about what they do in their businesses. Just like Mr. Phumlani Nkoyi, who is the co-founder, director of Inciba Wines. He's joining us live with us in studio this morning. He's going to be teaching us a little bit about what we need to know when it comes to wine. How do we define the good ones from the bad ones? So if you are a wine enthusiast, this is a great moment for you to touch base with us on our socials, as well as on our radio segment, sitting on 89.9 to 107.8 for our frequency. And for people in Gqeberha, 91.0 to 94.5 is where you can find us. Don't forget, if you're outside of the Eastern Cape, check in with us on channel 816. And that's on your DSTV audio bouquet. And you can also check our streaming platforms par www.truefm.co.za. By the way, I am Babalwa G, and I'm going to be taking care of you all the way up until 11:30. I also did mention we're going to have an absolutely amazing segment with our entertainer for the day, Loveseed. Beautiful, soulful sounds are going to be coming through as soon as we touch base with Phumlani on the wine. So you can expect people also coming in and out of studio to taste a little bit of what Phumlani has prepared for our colleagues today, as they will be doing the wine tasting. And also, just a quick disclaimer, please do note that we don't promote unresponsible, or rather we promote responsible drinking and condemn any form of underage drinking. For those who might be feeling that they do struggle with alcohol abuse, make sure to make use of SEDEC. It is a 24-hour helpline, and you can find them on 0800 12 13 14. So with that said, we're about to have fun with Phumlani, but just before we do that, let's quickly pay some bills. I'm not getting anything. Yeah. I'm not.
On SABC Plus, no missing a moment.
This festive season,
Together, we can build safer homes, stronger communities, and a better tomorrow, like no one else.
To vote for your favorite family to win 20,000 rands in the Umgidi competition, SMS Nguwa 5 for family 5 or Nguwa 6 for family 6 to 32666.
Nguwa 6?
Msasazi wami ndiyabulele ngelithuba. Ndicinga uba fanuba into ebangela uba ndicele into yokubana ndivotelwe kungokubana le mali kaVodacom no-TrueFM iza kuncedisa kakhulu emgidini kanyana, ngoba besikhe sehlelwa sisithiwa kumbe sukuluza umzali kwinyanga iinyanga nje ezimbalwa ezigqithileyo ongumakhulu ke apha kwinyana. So sasebenzisa kakhulu ke sashokoxeka apha ezibhokothweni. So ndithe ndisawubona eli thuba ndaqonda ukubana tyhini nali thuba elizawuncedisana ukubana kungabikho kona zishotayo noko umgidi wamazizi ube yimpumelelo.
Voting lines open from the 1st December and close on the 5th December 2025 at 12 midday. Remember to SMS Nguwo 5 or Nguwo 6 to 32666. SMS's cost R1.
Uvurecom na TruFM bazinga ngamagugu amasiko nezithethe. We can go further together like no one else. Terms and conditions do apply.
All right, 15 minutes, Mizuzu, just after 10, and we welcome you to What is Your Hustle. Now, I did mention that nothing screams festive season like a little bit of wine and dine. I know this is a time where a lot of us are preparing time to spend with our loved ones, our families, where I'm sure we're going to have 1 or 2 bottles of wine on the table. So we chat to the man of the moment, the COO and also co-founder of the Eastern Cape's very own wine brand, Phumlani Nkoyi, and the brand yakhe is called Inciba Wines. He's going to be telling us all about Inciba Wines, where it all started, his journey, the significance of the brand name Inciba, and what makes these particular wines unique and original to the Eastern Cape. We'll also be sharing a little bit of information on the different types of wines and the kinds of food that go best with them. Now, if you are streaming us live, you'll be also able to pick up that he's got a little beautiful decor for us where we're going to have a bit of wine tasting with some of our colleagues. Not me, I am on air, but our colleagues. But without any further ado, we welcome Phumlani Nkoyi with us in studio. Phumlani, a very warm welcome with you. How are you feeling this morning?
Well, ndisiva kahle sis. Ndiyavuya uba lapha. Thank you for the invite and ndiyabulela into yoba nisihosta sinibonisa into esiyenzayo. So I'm feeling great. That's all I can say.
Bekumele ba siyakudla ke for uba ufike late. Uthi ngokungekaziqhaqhi zonke ezinye ibhotile. Sikudle sonke apha SABC. But thank you for your time, Phumlani. Maybe let's touch base on the name of the wine, Inciba. How did it come about?
Well, Inciba, it's a name esiyicingileyo for some time and saying what is the significance of Eastern Cape. So umuntu noba useNqamakwe noba useQonce. The only thing abazakuxelela yona uvela phesha kweNciba or ungena nokweNciba. So in a cultural and historic events ezenzekileyo pha and also export to the world. So umzekelo Cape Town in Table Mountain.
Yeah.
So sizama ukwenza Inciba ba yaziwe lilizwe lonke as a whole, not only for South Africa but for the world. So we're trying to export knowledge yethu through what people love the most.
Okay. So I'm assuming with that, the wines are an Eastern Cape produce.
Not as yet, but everything else is produced here because terrain yethu for now we're still testing. So yepindawo which will be suitable for this type of wine that we have, because wine has got different soils in different areas. So sizamubona ba izawufika iphile kompha umhlaba. So for now we're still sourcing it in Western Cape, but everything else is done up.
Okay. And talking about good soil for the making of the wine process, talk to us about the different types of wines under Inciba that you offer.
Okay, what we started with Sauvignon Blanc, which is white wine. We wanted to test the market, then we went on to Chardonnay. Then we saw a response, and then because Indosienzayo, she started feedback every time from customers. So Saibon by Chardonnay no doesn't work best. Then sends again Pinot Noir, and then we did a sweet red blend. Very important, a sweet red blend to check. So for now, we said, oh, people respond to Pinot Noir and the sweet red. So for now, we have a sweet red and then a Pinot Noir reserve. So Elena Ilap.
Okay. And maybe if you can just break down to us the different tastes. Not all of us are wine enthusiasts, so we're also taking this opportunity to learn and also educate our listeners about wine. You touched on Pinotage as well as Sauvignon Blanc. What is the difference in terms of the taste, maybe the smell, the different fragrances? Just take us through that process.
All right, let me start with the white, which is Sauvignon Blanc. Acidic. It's got that element of being acidic. So, uyisela, you must always check a reaction, your mlomo wakho, what's going to happen inside. So once you feel a reaction with tip of your tongue,
Okay.
then it tells you that this is acidic. So white wine, inkulu kakhulu kwe-acid. So a pH level, yeah, it's higher on acid because it's got fruits in it. So like your apples, your pears, so all those tastes, depending but isuka. So most of it comes from Elgin's. Elgin side, there's some Stellenbosch, some at Durbanville. So all those areas, they are coastal.
Okay.
So that is more acidic. Then, Pinotage, I won't go to all of your red, but Pinotage, it is dry.
Sure.
So which means tannin, you know, if you can peel off his skin, say grape, uhlafune just ifele grape, you get the dryness. You go like,
Yeah.
because what? It's the tannins. So it dry. So that dry element, it coats your mouth.
Oh.
So Pinotage is a dry wine,
Okay.
and it's full of body. So meaning that Awisela, you get the best of blackberries, the best of plums, even the color is dark ruby. So which means that wine which is very heavy, are you wine that you can just open and drink.
Sure.
It needs some time to sit. That's why in the pete decanter, so that it breathes,
Okay.
because it's concentrated. Kakulu.
And I often hear people talking about how wine needs to breathe, but I don't think we actually understand. Now you've explained to us. And I must say, I was also fortunate enough to visit some of the winelands in Cape Town and learn a little bit about wine. One of the things that I did pick up, they say that wine is at its finest or at its top when you pour it in a glass, and when you shake it, you can actually see like little tears on the glass. What is that about? What does that say about wine?
Well, into ithetha ikhulile.
Okay.
So once it does that, it means that say ikhulile in the bottle.
Okay.
So wine once we vune, so it's still isengumntana.
Sure.
So uzayiyeka pha kwifaki for another year. So abanye ke bayayiyeka ihlala oma 2 years, but uyayiyeka pha kwifaki for unyaka ihlale. So after that uzayifaka ebhotileni. So inomnye unyaka ezamhlala pha okanye iminyaka. For
So it
example,
matures.
yes.
Okay.
For example, ndine wines pha kumendlini zika 2011. Sisahleli nje because ndisazikhulisa. I want them to grow. So the much more it grows, the more tears you're gonna see on that glass, the coating and all of that.
All right. And let's talk to another part that I feel like I've never quite understood when it comes to wine. But again, your wine lovers or wine enthusiasts will tell you that a good wine goes very well with cheese and the different foods. Maybe let's touch base on the rule when it comes to mixing your wine with the food, and also what types of wines are best with which flavors when it comes to some of the food and the cheese that you can maybe have with your wine.
Okay, ndiyawuthanda ke lo mbuzo because yenye yezinto that I spoke with a partner yam uBongile Venfelo in terms of we sifuna uphelisa stigma that says it's only European foods that you can enjoy with wine. So what we manqale kule ndawo ye-cheese. I-cheese ine elements pha kuyo that we blender with a certain wine, what's going to happen, it's going to change the taste of the wine. So wine affectwa kukutya. Now in the same instant, the food, the wine is also affected by the food. So it's a vice versa element. So it always changes dependent on what are you having. So I want to make an example of spaghetti.
Okay.
So spaghetti goes well with Chardonnay. Why? Because spaghetti, it's creamy.
Okay.
It's got that creaminess. Ezinye baye bazifake Parmesan cheese. So now, Chardonnay, it's a full-bodied white wine. It's creamy. So what it does, it washes all of that creaminess of spaghetti. So we blend it.
All right. Well, Phumlani, I want us to engage with our audiences. I did mention in Dokbana today we also have the pleasure of our colleagues coming in to join in on our wine tasting. Those who will not be working are here, and I'm just going to open the floor to anybody who has a question for Phumlani. Ukhumbuleke, today we're profiling Inciba wines. It's an Eastern Cape wine brand, and the co-founder and CEO is Phumlani Nkoyi. He's right here with us in studio to talk to us a little bit about the wine. And can we cross over now to see, does anybody have a question for Phumlani? All right. Silky Soft Skin does have a question for Phumlani. Let's cross over to Silk for his question.
How are you doing, babes?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm okay.
Happy to have you here.
It's a pleasure. But Phumlani, when you're given a glass of wine for tasting, you swirl it around and you look at the legs, how do I tell that it's a good wine when I do this? Because this one does have beautiful legs.
Okay, that one is still new, ne? It's a cooler. So the reason why kufuneka iglass uyiswele is that you want it to breathe more, especially pinotage and the cabernet. So ufuni cool kancinci, you want it to grow. So as soon as uyiswela, you're releasing the flavor. So the smell is change. So uyayiswela kokuqala, you smell it, then you breathe out. Then you smell it again, you breathe out. So it smells change. But what's best is when what you're smelling, for example, I don't know.
Yes, you can. You can walk over.
Something. So once you pour and then you taste for the first time, it tasted different. So once you do this, there's those little legs there. You see it? So smell it. So now I can pick up here plums. I pick up. Let me see what I. Sorry. I'm picking up. Yeah, I'm picking up some cardboard. I don't know if you've ever had cardboard, your man's. Don't you swear? That's what I'm smelling. But what are you smelling? So it depends. Mnand is over. As some smell, you're gonna get your own. So you sip it. But now it needs to play in your mouth a little bit. So what you're gonna taste there? Taste and do. Remember when taking a coating? So it coats your tongue, which means it's a dry wine. Then you smell it again. The smell will change after you have tasted it.
I actually do feel that thing that you spoke about earlier, that it covers your tongue and your entire mouth. I'm picking it up.
Yes, definitely. So your wine is all about what are you smelling, what are you tasting. It's all about because what I eat every day determines umzimba wam. What do I taste? What do I recognize? So now you recognize different things. I don't know what's your diet. So your wine depends on your diet. What are you having? So because umzimba wako gets to uye aqhele into ayityayo. Sorry. Uye aqhele into ayityayo umzimba wako. So what I would taste, for example, let's say salamanza ne lemon. So the acid needs. So it's different when maybe awuyenzi lonto when something different. So that as well, it affects the taste of the wine. Yes. I don't know if you have a question.
I've got a question as well. Hi, I'm Sinazo.
Welcome.
We're here. We are within. We are within. So You know, sometimes when you go to a wine tasting, you see these little spit buckets, right? And it's designed for people to taste the wine, maybe swirl it around in your mouth, and then spit it out. Why?
Mainly because I don't believe in that. On myself, I don't believe in that. Mainly because umtu doesn't want to get drunk. Abanye babo is that they don't want to get used to that taste. So because Subizi wines is ninzi, maybe it's 6 or 7 wines you're going through. So you don't want to stay on that one taste. So once you change and then you wash your mouth with amanzi, you're trying to go to the next one. So without saying, oh, I tasted that thing, clear wine. So you can know on the new wine you're tasting, you're gonna get a new element. For example, in school, basibekela about on our exam, 5 brandies. So we had a 10-year-old, we had a 5-year-old, 3-year-old brandies, up till 50-year-old. So I had to know, as Bandi Pali exam, which one was 10-year-old, and this is brandy. And there was no speed packet. So you had to know all those different brandies. So that's why I'm saying, on myself, I don't believe in that. But I don't know when you like to spit.
Aksemnandi kwezi exam zenu kutaste brandies kuthi kwakusolve for X.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much
Nkosi,
for your questions. And Phumlani, I want you to just maybe talk a little bit before I let you go. Talk a little bit about what is going to happen for our wine tasting session. I did mention we have our colleague coming through. What do you have on there, and how are you going to blend it for them?
Okay. Bendi ngonphakama bendibaleka babahambe i-sweet red bengekayitaste because I wanted them.
Abazuhamba.
Oh,
Yes,
cool.
because we're going to have our entertainment session with our artist Loveseed. So while that happens, then they're going to go and taste.
Oh, okay. So ndizene pinotage that we're gonna taste it with biltong. I believe there's some biltong there.
Yes.
The other one is spicy. The other one is not spicy because I want people to know that when you have spicy food, you need to have what type of a red.
Okay.
Because sometimes wine ibambi, how you taste and all along you are having it with the wrong food. Sometimes wine it doesn't need food. When uyatya ube useli wine kandi ayambelani. So I've brought some biltong, I've brought some dried fruit, then sweet red yona yamba dried fruit, and cheese with some crackers there. And then spicy nice as well. I love that for especially pinotage.
Okay. All right. Well, ma settle to Phumlani sibulele kakhulu. I think I wouldn't do justice if I first don't ask you for the people of the Eastern Cape kakhulu, and also outside of the Eastern Cape who would like to purchase Inciba wines. How do they go about it? Where can they find you guys so that they are able to get themselves some goodies for this festive season?
Okay. Indawo esikuzo for now siseseMonti.
Okay.
Blue Lagoon Hotel.
Okay.
We are there, siyafumaneka eshelfini.
Okay.
Grand Chisa, which is also in Southern Wood, Monti. And then we also, House 87. I don't know if you know House 87 in Quigney. We are also there. Sise 50-50, there's a new club, the Sound of Vulengcobo.
Okay.
We are also there. In fact, we're getting a huge following that side.
Nice.
And Nasem, what other place am I forgetting? Oh, yes. Soon we're going to be Kune Festival, SA Tikin, the 21. So we're going to be that side as well. We're going to be displaying and doing our thing. Hopefully, Alice.
Okay. And do you guys take online purchases, or maybe a Facebook page, or even any social media page that you can navigate people to go to, so that if they are interested, maybe they can get in touch with you? Is there a number that you can drop for our listeners?
Yes, sikhona ku Instagram Inciba Wines @Inciba Wines, na ku TikTok @Inciba Wines. So immediately you drop a message there, it's going to be answered. Na ku Facebook, Inciba Wines na ku Facebook, and then in number is on the business card. Uyasifumana na kuyo pa. I think once you send a message, So for now, where you can order through WhatsApp, you can order through Instagram, way to Facebook, now go TikTok, you can engage with us.
Okay. And in terms of price range, what are we looking at? You can just estimate. Give us an estimate from how much to how much can we expect from the different wines, obviously.
Sweet red. Abantu bayakhala. Abanye bathi we are low, abanye bathi si high. So sweet red. I'm inclined not to say because we've got outlets.
Okay, fair enough.
So a price which is being sold at, because outlets, I just said, it's different from us. So it's better if people engage on
social media.
Yes,
All right.
direct.
Fair enough. Well, Phumlani, it has been an absolute pleasure chatting to you about Inciba wines. What an honor for you to drive all the way from East London to come and join us at Gqeberha. Truly appreciate you, Butwam. And we are hoping for a great session with our colleagues. They're coming in to have a taste of what you have to offer for us.
Nkosi kakhulu sis manibulele ebekukude ke kodwa ke which is worth it, especially when
you
you're
needed
building.
not to tell me about it. Thank you so much. His
Nkosi
name is Phumlani Nkoyi. He's the co-founder and CEO of Inciba Wines. And we wrap up What's Your Hustle at exactly 24 minutes just before we get to the top of the hour. Now, I did mention today we're not only learning about wine, experiencing wine, but also we have the entertainment bit of today's program. And we're going to be joined by composer, vocalist. A lot of you know her for her urban African soulful sounds when it comes to her music. She's also the founder of Loveseed Foundation. She's originally from Makanda. And if you could describe the kind of music that she does, it's a blend of gospel, jazz with a touch of pop and R&B. But I'm not going to be the one to say it to you, but I'm going to be introducing Loveseed, who's going to be coming through and giving us just a couple of her songs. We're going to break in and also chat to her about her music. But before we do that, Penyo, let's quickly pay our bills. And as soon as we are done there, we'll have Loveseed coming through to entertain us. Loveseed, you can come forward so long.
The Buccaneers believe they are unstoppable and will walk away as champions. However, Batabane Bantwa plan to reveal their secret game plan on match day. This is the Calling Knockout Final. Witness Orlando Pirates versus Marumo Gallants on Saturday, 6 December at 5 p.m. live on SABC Plus and SABC One. Then at 6 p.m. on SABC radio stations. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
Elilize leletu nokokobetu Elilize leletu nokokobetu Umziwe Afrika Umzomhle Afrika Vukani madoda Where are Vukani madoda Oh where are Vugani madoda wehahe Vugani madoda oh wehahe Umveli ngangi wadala wathi qhamani nande noba ngumhlatyana ngokwasemangwevini qhama wandaphukoyo umzi weAfrika umzi weAfrika wehahe vukani madoda oh wehahe vukani madoda wehahe vukani madoda oh wehahe nilele 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 omzika phalo oh nilele 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 mzika phalo we nilele 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 mzika phalo
We 10 to 19 minutes just before we get to the top of the hour. And so happy to welcome Loveseed onto the show. The segment that you just heard right now is by one of our guests that are joining us today. And the beauty about it is that we also get to have an opportunity to chat with her. But before we chat to Loveseed, let's quickly pay some bills, Peño. And then when we do come back, we'll get to know Loveseed better. Okay. It's good.
Spurs are counting on the value of 3 points to find a decent position in the top half.
And Richarlison has just tried to lock David Ryan. Wow, that is extraordinary from Richarlison.
Meanwhile, the Bees want to brighten the day of their fans with a good win.
Jensen opens it up for the Dane. It's Brentford's day for the third time in 4 seasons.
This is the Premier League. Experience the hot contest between Tottenham Hotspur FC and Brentford FC, the Saturday 6 December at 4:30 p.m. Live on SABC Plus and SABC 3. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
To the top of the hour. If you are joining us at this moment, a very warm welcome to you. Today, we are bringing you quite a special edition of a True Experience, as we have invited some of our guests for a wine tasting and wine expo. And not only that, to add on as a treat, we brought on the lovely Loveseed. I'm not going to introduce her because I want her to do the introduction. So absolutely happy to have you here today joining us. How are you feeling?
I'm very well, thank you. Should I use the mic?
You must
I'm
use
very
the
well,
mic.
thank you, Sissy. Thank you for welcoming me onto the show. I'm a bit nervous, but because you never get used to being
absolutely.
ekongeni, I always take these moments as like inchumayelo, like
Sure.
umshumayelo xa izawungena estagini. But I do feel good about the fact that I'm here, and I'm here to tell people about who I am and what is it that I stand for.
All right. I love that you mentioned Indokbana Ungumshumayeli because we are about to get into the part where you maybe just tell us a little bit about who Loveseed is. I know that a lot of people do know you, but might not necessarily know anything about you. So maybe just introduce Loveseed to us and our listeners today.
All right. As you have mentioned, I am originally from Emakhanda. That is where I was born. They call it the City of Saints.
Yes.
But later on, I moved to Gqeberha because Gqeberha had more of a music industry. So that's where I knew that I was going to thrive musically, that as opposed to staying and be confined in a small town. I'm just a normal girl who just has big dreams. And God has given me this gift
Beautiful
of
voice.
music. Thank you so much. Utiko has given me this gift of music. He's given me a gift of imiyalezo yokwazi ukuva. I have a connection with him. So the music, I use it to relay those messages. I write, I compose, I arrange. I've been in the industry for over like 15 years. Obviously first in the background, but until I decided now to really take music as like a career. So I took it as a full-time career around about 2018. That's when I started taking it seriously. And I can safely say that it's working for me because the appeal when I sing umculo is where I get to actually express myself. Where words fail me, umculo comes in and takes over.
I love that. There's nothing more beautiful than speaking to someone oyiphilayo into ayenzayo, and I get that with you. The first time I heard you singing, there was healing in your words, in the sound of your music, but I don't want to be the one who's going to spoil it for our listeners. I want you to maybe take us and also sort of describe to us the kind of genre of music that you do or Loveseed does.
All right. Amaxesha amaninzi, you find that people always want to classify us. So hence I called it urban Afro soul, but I would rather call it world music. Because my music, it's different vibes. I don't just focus on just Afro soul. What happens is that I get a melody, I get a song, and it's not necessarily a specific genre. Or sometimes I get a message, and then I have to now think about the message how best to interpret it or to relate to the people. So it's actually difficult to classify it, but because Funekiles is classified so that people can relate, so I call it urban Afro soul.
All right. And why the name Loveseed?
Loveseed. It's simple actually. Igama lam nguthando. Ifani yam ngunombewu. So the stage name is literally a direct translation of my name and my surname, and also because I am the seed of love. I make people feel loved. I make people feel seen.
All right. Well, it was an absolute pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for taking out a bit of time from your busy schedule to come through our Petro FM and also share your talents with our listeners as well as our viewers at home. I truly personally appreciate you for doing that. And I do believe you've got 2 more songs for us before you love and leave us. Maybe you can tell us about the songs that you're about to give us, if there's any special message you'd like to share.
I know I think one of them will be Maine. It's titled Maine. It's just words of encouragement. You know, in the hustle and bustle of life, because sonke sifuna success mos, and we work hard for it. Silala siwa sivuka. And this song is just basically a message of saying that kumahla ndenyuka obomi nemizamo yethu mayine imvula.
I love it. I love it. Looking forward to it. Penyo, if we do have any ads, let's quickly do with those away. And then for these couple of minutes, no ads. All right. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the beautiful Loveseed, who is going to take us to almost the top of the hour with 2 of her songs.
Dalandia diweli milambo funada nempumelelo yam sesansenyuka ubomi bundilahla ngapha nangapha funa nempumelelo yam mayini imvula mayini imvula phambi kwakho 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 ubomi umzamo kamahlande yuka funana nempumelelo yam ayikho enye indlela kubheka phambili funana nempumelelo yam ubomi umzamo kamahlande yuka funana nempumelelo yam ayikho enye indlela kubheka phambili ay mayini imvula mayini imvula phambi kwakho ay mayini imvula mayini imvula phambi kwakho mayini imvula mayini imvula phambi kwakho ay mayini imvula mayini imvula phambi kwakho ay mayini imvula mayini imvula phambi kwakho ay mayini imvula mayini imvula phambi kwakho kudala ndiwele imilambo funa nempumelelo yam sesansenyuka ubomi bundilahla ngapha nangapha funana nempumelelo yam kudala ndiwele imilambo funana nempumelelo yam.
She my number.
Fikile xesha lokuvuna okungaphakathi kwakho vula inhliziyo yakho yamkela indambiso ululu moya wakho ondimlondilo Davilizi City, hey, ndimlo, Rashali Figile, Dimlo, Davilizi City, hey, Dimlo, Rashali Figile, Davilizi City. Freshly figile, Davilis City, Davilis City, freshly figile, Davilis sithi ndimlo xesha lifikile ndimlo dabilizwi sithi ndimlo xesha lifikile xesha lifikile dabilizwi sithi xesha lifikile dabilizwi sithi oh ndimlo dabilizwi sithi ndimlo xesha lifikile oh ndimlo dabilizwi sithi ndimlo xesha lifikile ndimlo oh ndimlo xesha lifikile dimlo oh dimlo xesha lifikile xesha lifikile
A lot of shit happens. Like being in show business, a lot of shit happens. Like I make.
Thank you so much to Loveseed Sibulele kakhulu with exactly just 3 minutes away from the news. Before you love and leave us, one important aspect I didn't ask you. For those people who would like to book you, for those people who would like to interact with you, where can they find you on the socials? And also if there's a number that you can maybe share with our listeners.
You can find me on socials. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, and on TikTok at Loveseed. Those are my handles. And for bookings, you can contact Usipokazi Nogaya on this number. It's 063-145-0361. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Loveseed. What an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming through and sharing your beautiful music with us on #TruExperience on TrueFM like no one else. 3 minutes exactly before we get into the news. That was just what we had to offer you for this day. We are now going to be left with only 30 more minutes to spend with you. We're quickly going to make a stop on our 11 o'clock news update with Siseko Kondile. And as soon as he makes his way out, Ayabonga Kekana will then join in with what will be happening on 30 Minutes Live. And for the last bit of today's program, we're going to have my very own producer taking us out on the show with a beautiful mix. So you can still make sure to stay tuned for that. For now, let's take Black Diamond. It's titled Wars Are My Love, and it's taking us to our 11 o'clock news update.
processes. While he distanced himself from the fitting of blue lights on Matlala's vehicles, Silo suggested that he may have facilitated the process.
I then must put it to you that you say you did not fit the vehicles with the blue lights. That's your contention.
Yes.
But you must accept that you facilitated that process through the registration of those vehicles in the municipality's name in circumstances where the municipality did not have control over those cars. What is your comment to that?
Gauteng Premier and ANC Provincial Task Team convener Panyazali Sufi has urged party members to protect the alliance with the SACP. This follows the SACP's announcement that it plans to contest the 2026 municipal elections independently under a reconfigured alliance. Speaking, the ANC's Johannesburg Regional Conference's champion, Sufi warned that internal differences must not weaken or collapse the
One area, comrades, that were urging you and urging you is that we must not allow the differences of the SAC and the ANC to collapse the alliance. We may differ, but the alliance must remain.
sihlele sibambe ngazibini kuye uFaku. That's Iseko Kondile. We'll be back again with your next news update at 12 for midnoon. And of course, it is 6 minutes, or let's make it 7 minutes after 11. And once that time hits, you know we're about to have some fun with Mr. Ayabonga Kekana. Well, for the most part of it, he's going to be letting us in on what we can expect on 30 Minutes Live. And today, for the very first time, I think we've had an interaction on air. Our listeners get to actually see us speaking live because we are available on our live stream, on our Facebook pages. We are all going live, so make sure to check in on us. Morning, Mr. Gigana.
Morning, Baba. Look at you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You
know.
I'm loving your dress as
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I know that last minute I sent you a text and I said, listen, we need to chat live together. So let's make sure we look the part. And the thing is about you and I, we are really true team players. This morning I woke up to your text and you're like, I got you, Mchan.
You know what? Man, be youthful.
I don't think it would have worked. How are you feeling this morning, Mr. Kekan?
Look, Baba, don't worry. And full of process. TV as well.
Makes it even better.
Exactly.
I'm feeling good, very excited about how today turned out. As you know, that today we had our wine tasting. We had a very special brand, Inciba Wines, joining us. Kuthiwa ke xa icacisa kwathiwa kuba ingabantu baphesheya kwenciba okanye uye uthi xa uzichaza xa ulapha eMpuma Koloni unganeno kwenciba. They went with the name Inciba. And I've been lucky enough to be gifted this for my birthday. As you know, December also is a month where I'm celebrating my birthday. And because obviously I couldn't indulge on the wine tasting because I'm on air. So I've got this little gift from them. We had a beautiful segment by Loveseed as well. So many people actually came through, were listening to the show, talking about what a beautiful voice she's had. So it's been quite an eventful one. We had the colleagues also coming through to taste a little bit of wine. Unfortunately, you couldn't be part of it because you have to go on air.
I'm sure, but Lena said after each show.
But anyway, Mr. Gegana, my day has been really eventful. And yours?
Look, imina namhlanje wena Babalwa, I think uDecember nakuvakala, you know, in terms of ukudinwa komzimba, but again ne events ezenzekayo ziyakuxelela into yoba nonyaka uyasonga. So it's a busy day in newsroom with the Madlanga Commission happening. We have to catch up zonke into ziyenzeka, but I think wethu imini yam so far igcwele zindaba but inhle.
Okay. Well, let's get into the news to let Umpolapoli know what they can expect on 30 Minutes Live today.
Sendishilo into yobana namhlanje sesivuka nje imadlanga commission iqale early namhlanje 8:30 because kufuneka sigqibezele ubungqina buka Commissioner Julius Mkhwanazi. Ubalekile kwele commission because igama lakhe limentionwe ngabantu abaninzi, especially from Masipala Segurile. So he's trying to respond to the allegations that abekanti uzibekwe witnesses that came before this commission. So we're going to speak with our SABC reporter, but I think abantu abaninzi they want to hear about uzawuthina wasezomchunu xa ivela namhlanje. He's coming back today. I-commission yavala ngomso for unyaka iyawuvula next year. So ibalulekile le testimony. Then Babalwa, njengoba usithi awuzuyisela le nto uzayisela xa ufika endlini. Ndiyavuya because we are launching today Eastern Cape le nto kuthiwa yi-festive season safety campaign, where urhulumente wephondo uzaw-encourage abantu into yobana xa bengena ezindleleni baqhube ngokuba responsible, bangaseli utywala okahlambi babalekise ezindleleni. But I think also try to be safe this season. So ngumzekelo omhle xa usithi bana usela xa usendlini. So today sabe sinqona apha enkqubeni kawuba ndiyabuza kumphulaphula into yobana kudala sibona amapolisa basezindleleni, kudala sibona itraffic ziba sezindleleni, you know. Wena njengalamntu uzaba sendleleni this festive season, njengomntu ozawuphuma uyokonwaba, what advice can you give omnye umphulaphula into yokubana let us be safe, let us be responsible as we kickstart a festive season of our phone post?
I love it. It almost feels like a weekend to me because this is my last day of work. I did mention to you, heading home. There's a friend of mine, onomcimba wenzayo. And I also need to get my hair done because we have a shoot coming through next week.
Next week.
So
nice outfit.
This is my birthday month. You don't ask me that question. I'm ready for anything and anything.
What I will tell Mpulapuli though for
Sure.
next week,
Okay.
I'm gonna wear something that is out of my character.
Okay.
Looking
Well,
forward to that
this year's calendar should be interesting.
Jonga, calendar next year.
Okay.
Read.
Okay, I love it. Well, do enjoy your weekend.
Yes.
Be safe, and I'll see you back already again on Monday.
Thank you very much, Babalwa.
Thank you so much. 12 minutes imizuzu after 11. We are officially in the last and final 28 minutes of the show. Ayabonga ke kana, uzabuya ke kuphathele 30 minutes live. And of course, as promised, I do have my wonderful producer. She normally chooses music for you to outro you on the show today. But today, she is going to be outroing us with the mix. We get into Gobisa Kakwe's mix as soon as we come back from paying some bills. And we'll take it right up until the moment where we say our goodbyes to you.
This week on BBC Primetime, watching TV could make you a winner. It's the BBC Primetime Watch and Win competition. Just tune into your BBC Primetime
And it's Kobisa Kagwe on the ones and twos playing out for this Thursday on hashtag TruExperience. And of course, that's how we are going to love and leave you. What an absolutely gorgeous Thursday it has been. Thank you to you guys who are watching on our streaming platforms. Thank you for those people who did come through on their radios for this Thursday. Truly a special one today. If you are a wine lover, go check out Inciba Wines. They are taking orders on their social media platforms as well. You can inbox them on their Instagram and their Facebook. And of course, a big shout out once again to Loveseed and everybody and anybody who was here for our wine tasting today. Signing out, I was hoping that I'd know who's coming to sit in with you guys tomorrow on the show. But of course, I'm not here tomorrow, which is a Friday. I'll be back with you Monday between 9 and 11:30. Between Zips, Azile, I think those are the two people that you should be looking forward to staying with tomorrow. Up next, Ayabonga Kegana will take you through from 11:30 up until 12. Again at 30 minutes. Don't forget to join in on the fun on the lunchtime shandies with Slew. Is going to be bringing you the lunchtime shandies, and then you get to drive home with the True Drive team between 3 and 6. For those who might not know, I am Babalwa G, also known as Babalwa G, on your airwaves. Back again on your radio on Monday. Goodbye.